how to generate leads in your business without chasing or stressing. If you find yourself stressing over leads, you're trying to grow your business, lately you're not finding that you're having consistent leads. That's the key word, consistent leads inside your business. You've been doing the social media, posting on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Maybe you're doing YouTube videos. Maybe you're doing YouTube shorts, and you're not generating enough customers. You're not generating those leads in your business. It's been like crickets. Tonight, we're going to get into some solutions to that problem. Keep Six, how's it going? You guys are doing amazing things. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you guys. Right? So that's what we're going to get in tonight. The topic tonight is how to generate consistent leads in your business without chasing or stressing. And the key word there is consistent. Consistency is key. And so we're here on IG Live. I'm just going to see if some other people are going to chime in. Also live over here on YouTube, right? I'm all excited. Hope you guys had a really, really, really good day. I had a good day. I mean, man, it seems like the day's gone by so quickly, but I'm so excited to be here with you right now in this space, in this moment, to give you some tips and some tricks, to give you some insights on what you can do to generate those consistent leads in your business. Now, whether we have people come on or not, I'm going to still teach this thing as though we have a million people. That's how I like to teach my clients. Just do what you got to do no matter what. All right. So how do we generate leads, consistent leads? That's the key word, consistent leads in our business without chasing and without stressing. Not having leads, not having customers in your business is really stressful. You can't have a business if you don't have any customers, right? It's just a hobby. If you don't have customers, you're not making no money, you can't pay the bills, right? And so that in itself is stressful. But at the same time, we don't want to be chasing after people because people can feel that energy. People can know when you're chasing them because you got a money problem. You have an issue in your business. Maybe they have a problem. Maybe there is something that, your business can solve, but if they feel that you're being salesy, if they feel that you're chasing them, if they feel that you're not really out for their best interest, but for your own because you're falling short, you're not paying your bills every month, you don't have the money, you don't have the revenue coming in. People can sense that. People can feel that energy. So we want to get away from that tonight. If that's kind of like how you've been posting on social media, you've been doing the Instagram, you've been posting on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, you're going to networking events all over the place and it's still not converting. It's still not connecting. You're still getting crickets, right? This video is for you. Tonight, this lesson is for you, okay? Maybe you're sending out emails and you're not getting responses back, right? And it's stressful, it's discouraging, it's frustrating. Maybe you're getting to that point of frustration because it's like crickets. You're not hearing anything. Nothing seems to be converting, right? So we're going to get into that tonight. I'm going to give you some solutions on how you can get past that. Okay. There's no magic. Listen, I'm not here to tell you that I have the magic sauce for you, there's no magic spell. There's no hokey pokey here, but there's certain principles that I'm going to share with you in this moment that you can take with you immediately to start attracting, to start generating consistent leads in your business. Okay. So you ready for that? Let's go. Let's go. There's a couple of things that I'm going to give you. I can't give you everything tonight. I'm just going to give you a little bit of, and so if you want more, I can give you more, but just not right now. Time will not allow for that. Okay. One of those things in order to generate consistent leads in your business is to track your activities. Like, what are you doing right now to generate leads in your business? What kind of activities do you have going on right now that will bring people, attract people to your products and to your service? What is it that you have right now? Put it in the chat. What are you doing right now to attract leads into your business? Now, I have, and I put the link in the chat, I have a lead generation strategies checklist that you can download. It is free. Okay, no charge for that. I give it for free that you can download, where you can literally see exactly what it is that you're doing right now to generate those leads, and then what you're not doing. You see, a lot of times if we have things in our head, we think, yeah, I'm doing all of this stuff, and I'm busy. And how many of you know that a lot of times you could be busy doing nothing, or busy doing a little, or busy and not really gaining results? You're not actually getting traction. At the end of the day, you're tired, you're exhausted. At the end of the week, at the end of the month, you're exhausted and you're tired because you're just go, 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 go. And really, what does your bank account look like? What does your business look like? Are you paying your bills? Are you generating revenue? Are you able to pay your staff with no stress? Are you able to pay your bills with no stress? Are you able to, to invest in your business? No stress. Hey, Adrian, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. Right? And so tonight, that's what we want to talk about. So if you don't have consistent leads coming into your business, right, then that's a problem, because it's not converting into revenue. And you need the revenue in order to survive, in order to live, in order to pay your bills, in order to invest and reinvest in your business. And so if that's not happening, maybe you're not tracking your results. You're not tracking your business. So that's what I would say. Step number one is to track what you are doing to generate leads in your business. Track everything. Everything should be tracked. Your finances should be tracked. Your processes and procedures should be tracked. You should be tracking every single thing in your business, because how do you know where you're going if you don't even know where you are? Let me say that again. How do you know where you're going if you don't even know where you are? You may have an idea of where you are, but if you're not tracking where you need to go and what steps you need to take to get there, that even when you have to pivot, you don't even know that you got to pivot, because you're not tracking things in your business. All right. So that's step number one, to make sure that you are generating consistent leads in your business. Track everything, track it all, track. And so that's what this sheet is for. So if you go ahead and you download that, I will send you that link, and then you can actually download that for free. Okay. It's the lead generation strategies checklist. Let me ask you this. Are you doing anything that is educational? Do you have any sort of educational content? Are you creating any articles or blogs and posting them on LinkedIn? Right? What does your LinkedIn look like? Some of you probably don't even have a LinkedIn, or if you have it, you're not even using it. And you know what? If you're selling business to business, like, you need to have a LinkedIn. And don't focus on TikTok. You need to have LinkedIn, because that particular social media platform is powerful and is excellent for business to business. Are you sending articles that can be used and shared and be on your industry platforms so that people can notice you and see you and connect with you? Right? What else? Are you developing white papers or ebooks? Do you have an ebook? That's a perfect way. Let me tell you something. I've learned this. This is one thing in my coaching. I have ebooks that I've written. I learned this from my coach. Yes, I have a coach also. I do. Right? Every coach. Doing things by yourself is good, but doing it with others is even better. Okay? So you got to have someone in your corner. Now, listen, I was told being an author puts you in another category. When you say, I'm so-and-so and an author. I've been to networking events where I say, hey, I'm Mark Lorray. I'm a business coach. And it's like, okay, and an author. And right away, their ears peak up, their eyes peak up, because, like, what? You're an author? You wrote a book? When you have a book, an ebook, blogs, newsletters, things that are written in your name, it gives you authority in your space. That generates leads for you in your business. You want to generate leads in your business right now, this week? What you want to do is to write a book. Write something, because you want to make yourself, position yourself as an expert in the space, as the expert in your industry, the go-to guy, the go-to girl, woman, whatever. You want to be that person, the expert in your space. Now, you might say this, and this was my problem. I mean, come on, like there's so many people that's ahead of me, that's done more than me. I'm not a Russell Brunson. I'm not this person. I'm not that person. Hey, this is what I've learned. You are you. You got a gift. You got a talent. You got a business. You have something special to offer. Put it in a book. Write it out. And guess what? Become an author. An author gives you authority in your space. Okay. Before I go any further, I just want to say to those of you watching on live YouTube and those on Instagram, if you have any questions, please throw it in. Any questions about your lead generation struggles that you're having, anything about what I'm saying. If you want to even jump on this call, ask for permission, I can let you come in and let's do this together, man. Let's do this together. Okay. But for now, yes, one of the biggest ways that you want to generate business, I said first things first, is to track everything in your business, okay? And I'm giving you some ideas right here, is to become an author, become an authority in your space. Whatever you sell, whatever your business is, become that authority in your space. And guess what? When you do that and people know about it, they'll start calling you. You'll start seeing that your phone will ring. You get emails to speak. Now not only are you selling what you sell, you offer whatever products and service you offer, but now you're on stages. Now you're holding microphones, or you're asked to be on a panel. You're asked to be a keynote speaker. You're asked to be one of the speakers in a trade show in your industry, or at some sort of seminar or workshop, or some sort of collaboration. Hint, hint. That's another way to generate leads. That's a massive way to generate leads. Collaborations. You want to write that down. Collaborate. Collaboration is key. So when you position yourself as an authority in your space, you'll get phone calls. You'll get requests to become a speaker, to come and speak and share your knowledge. And when you do that, and in some cases, yes, you may have to pay for those opportunities, right? And in other cases, hey, they're paying you. And what that does when you're standing, it's called one to many. When you're standing in front of an audience with a number of people where you're speaking about what it is that you do and you're sharing your knowledge, those people in the audience, they're hearing you. And guess what? There's a high chance that they will become a customer of yours. They want to have more of you. Then they'll start following you on your social media. They'll email you. They'll contact you and says, I want more of you. I want to learn more from you, because you have presented yourself as an authority within the space. That is one of the ways how you can generate consistent leads in your business. Become an authority in your space. Become an authority in your space. That is one way that you're going to generate consistent leads in your business. Your business, your product or service is more than just your product or your service. Your business is you. So guess what? If you could be making money through your products and your services that you offer, and also through books or ebooks, even if it's one, that's multiple streams of income that gets added to your business, to your revenue. And then that turns into speaking engagements where you get paid to speak. That's revenue that is added into your business. And on top of that, you're speaking one to many. And that's just customers for you. That's leads generating in your business. So if you're ready to generate consistent leads in your business, let me know in the chat. Please let me know in the chat right here. Say, I am ready. Type that in. I'm ready. I am ready. I'm ready to generate consistent leads in my business. There's so many things that you can do, but this is the one thing right here that could be a game changer for you, to be that authority in the space, in your industry. And who cares? Let's get rid of some limiting beliefs right now that, there's others that are doing it. Your competitors are doing it. There's others that are well known. They're more known than you. That's limiting beliefs. Who cares? There's you. You do it, and you do it to the best of your ability because you have a lot to offer. There's enough. The pie is massive. The pie is huge. The pie is huge. Don't limit yourself. Don't think small. Think big. Become an authority in your space, and you're going to see leads generating for you. Organizations will contact you to come and speak, to come and share, and they will pay you. And in that, the more people that you know in that form of networking, as you being an authority in a space, is the higher chance of your business growing and more customers coming into your business and more revenue, more revenue. Okay. So there you go. So that's two things I gave you. Well, three. One, track everything in your business. Track your activities. Track your activities in your business. Your leads. Where are you getting your leads? What activities are you doing? Yes, you got SEO, your website, social media. That's another thing, right? Track that. How's your social media doing? Right? Make sure you're giving posts that communicate value. Everything that you do must communicate value. What is sales? Sales is, number one, communicating value. Communicating the value of your product or service in exchange for money. That is what sales is. And so if you're not generating leads, it's probably because you're not giving value. You're not communicating value. Notice the V right here. Communicate value, right? So if you're not generating those consistent leads in your business, you're probably not doing a good job of communicating value. And watch, writing a book, being an author, an authority in the space, in your industry, is a form of communication that will attract your ideal clients. It will attract the people that you want to work with. It will attract more and more customers to your business that will want to do business with you because they understand the value that you have communicated in your business. Okay? So track everything in your business. As I said, you can grab the free download of lead generation strategies checklist. I'll put that into the chat there. The link for that, I'll do that in a little bit, right? And the second thing is to position yourself as an authority in your industry. Write an ebook, write blogs, write articles, post them on LinkedIn. Your communication in your social media should be giving value, consistent value. Every post should have value, not gimmicks, not funny stuff. I mean, yes, be funny, but it must have value, must be relatable, and it must communicate the value of your product and or service. All right, good. If you have any questions, please throw it in the chat. I want to help you to generate consistent leads in your business. Tell me what business you're in. I'm also live here. Tell me what business you're in. Do you have any struggles with your leads right now? If you have leads coming in, so I'm working with clients that have lots of leads coming in, but for some reason they're not converting those leads to sales. They're struggling with that. So if you're struggling with that, let me know. Let me see if I could answer and help you out so that we can start. I can give you some strategies right away that will help you. You can implement immediately to start generating leads or converting sales in your business. Consistent leads. Consistent leads. Consistency is key, right? So I talked about having some educational products as a way to generate consistent leads in your business. The other thing, of course, we mentioned this already. You want to make sure that your SEOs, your website, of all, your communication in terms of like your social media. YouTube is an excellent place to do videos. I'm learning that even right now, to do YouTube videos, posting more consistently on YouTube, right? Have a plan for that. Okay, I'm going to do a training on that one. Okay, if you're interested in that, let me know. Just put that in the chat. I want to do YouTube. I want to have videos on YouTube, because yes, even that too. I talked about revenue that you can be making in your business beyond just your products and services. You can actually be paid by YouTube. Once you have meet their requirements, you could be paid in YouTube. Think about that. Multiple streams of income in your business, coming from your direct customers, coming from collaborations, coming from speaking engagements because you're an authority in your space, coming from books that you've written, an ebook even that you've written, put it on Amazon, let it have that. I've got mine there, right? Or have it on your website, or both. Okay. Speaking engagements, that kind of thing. Revenue coming into your business, consistent leads coming into your business, right? You can do paid advertisement. I'm all about doing stuff organically first, though, before I jump into paid. Because here's the problem with paid. If you start doing paid advertisement, but your communication is not dialed in, then we got a problem. You're wasting your money. You're throwing away your money. Okay. So make sure your communication is dialed in first. If you're going to do paid ads, make sure that your communication is dialed in. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat. Questions regarding your business, any struggles that you're having. This is a breakthrough moment. This is a breakthrough moment. So give me any questions that you have, any struggles that you have. Don't be shy, right? If you want to join in, I can answer live right now. But if you just want to type it in and I'll just answer the question, please, I'll feel free. You answer right here. I'm looking for questions. If you have any questions, this is breakthrough. We want to make sure that we're doing something different. We can't doing the same thing all the time and expecting to get different results. They say that's insanity, right? That's insanity. It's insane if you keep going in circles doing the same thing. So let's do something different. Let's do something different. Let's make some changes so that you can actually start seeing increased revenue in your business. You're winning. You're making more money. You're living the life that you want to live. You have the type of business you want to have. You're enjoying your business. Man, I tell you, there's times I didn't like what I was doing. I felt like my business was a job. I created a job for myself because I was doing things wrong. Yeah, I was making money, but I was doing things wrong and I wasn't enjoying it the way I wanted to enjoy it. So why not you enjoy your business and have the business going in the right direction, the way that you want it to go, so that you can have a happy life and enjoy your business. All right. Listen, there's so much more that I can share with you, but the time will not allow me to do that. But you can see right behind me, I have what's called a 5-day lead to sales challenge. 5-day lead to sales challenge. If you're super ready and intentional, want to get intentional, you're serious about growing your business, you're serious about generating more leads in your business, you're serious about closing sales, you're serious about improving your sales process, and you're serious about generating more leads in your business, you want to take this challenge. Okay, I've got this 5-day lead to sales challenge coming up. If you are interested, if you're serious about growing your business, you need to get in this challenge. Since I've been running this challenge, it's actually fairly new, this challenge. In the last month or so, man, it's been a game changer for individuals that they've been seeing their business grow. They're seeing more revenue in their business. They're seeing more customers. Those leads are actually turning or converting to sales. And I had a couple of people that were struggling to get leads. It was like crickets. But after taking the challenge, game changer. So if you're serious about growing your business, if you're serious about turning things around and making a difference in your business once and for all, like enough is enough, take the challenge. Take the challenge. Okay. It's $197 usually, but it's just for being on this live right now, it's $97. 5-day challenge. I will work with you. I will work with you for 5 days. It's 1 hour every day, right? I work with you for 5 days, and I'm going to go give you tips, structure, actual things that you need, not just information. To hell with information, man. There's so much information out there. Implementation is really where it's at, so that you can start to actually see results in your business right away. You don't need more information. You probably already have, even some of what I talked about tonight, you probably already have that already. Information overload. No, it's time for implementation in your business. If you want implementation, put implementation in the chat. Type implementation in the chat. Okay? 5-day lead to sales challenge. If you're serious about growing your business, you're serious about making a difference, right? Turning those leads into sales, you want to take that 5-day lead to sales challenge. Okay. It says, how do you connect with the right person who are back end department who need your services and products? Okay, how do you connect with the right person who are, okay. I think I understand what you mean, right? So basically, you're trying to say, like, how do you get past the gatekeepers? Is that what you mean? Like, you have to go through someone in order to get to the decision maker. You have to go, whether it's an administrator, whether it's some other manager, you got to go through that person. Maybe you don't even have access to the direct emails. All right, good, excellent, right? How do you go through that? How do you get through that? That's a really, really good question. Find out who the gatekeeper is. Find out who the gatekeeper is and develop a relationship with that person. So if it's, say it is an administrator, right, that gatekeeps, right? She's an executive assistant to the decision maker, the person that makes the decisions, right? Develop a relationship. Find out who that is and develop a relationship with that person. Now, you know what I mean by relationship, right? So it may mean, it may mean so many ways, right? Maybe you go to the company, right? Depending on what you do, right? Well, Adrian, I know what you do, right? In your case, you go to the different companies, and maybe it's dropping off some Timbits, right? Introducing yourself. Okay, you're not there to sell anything yet because they don't even know who you are. They don't know what you do. They don't know who you are. That's your job to communicate the value. But in order to do that, you need to talk to the person, right? So it's probably developing that relationship with that gatekeeper. Or find out, not or, and actually, here's the other thing you want to do is to find out, and this is what LinkedIn is really good at, right? Do some homework, some research, some investigation, find out who else works there that you might be connected to. You know how LinkedIn gives, your 1, 2, or 3, what do they call it? 1 or 3, 2, 3, whatever, away from that person in terms of your relationship, right? That's like that whole 6 degrees of separation thing, right? We're connected in some way. So that's what the powerful part of LinkedIn is all about, right? And so you would find people who work at that company, right? And develop relationships with them. And that may mean sending information with them, connecting, commenting on their posts, commenting on something that's happening. The other thing that you probably want to do is to also find out what the company is doing, if they're doing any events, or even if the decision maker is a part of a particular organization. Try to see if you can, get involved somehow, get connected somehow. There's emails that you can send. You can send, if you do have the person's email, you can send emails. I actually have, Adrian, I'm not sure if you and I connected on this already, but there's templates that I have where you can craft those templates to position it in such a way that you can reach the decision maker, to sort of like highlight something that they're doing. Maybe maybe they're expanding, and you want to, highlight and talk about their expansion, and how, hey, so and so, let's say his name's Sam. Hey, Sam. Hi there, Sam. How you doing? I heard that you are expanding. I was reading an article today, and I noticed that you guys are expanding. Just want to congratulate you for that. Or, do you guys, have you ever considered whatever it is that you offer, whatever pain point that you solve, right? I'm speaking to other people now, Adrian, right? Because there's other people on my live here on YouTube, right? So whatever it is that you solve, whatever it is that you offer, okay, and you want to introduce it somehow to them, like get that conversation going, right? Business to business, B2B takes time. But really, it's all about building relationships, getting connected, being in the same room where these people are. I'll tell you this, I just found out that Cookie Crumble, if you guys know Cookie Crumble, put it in the chat. Cookie Crumble, yes, say yes, yes, yes. My daughter, a couple of my daughters love. I just learned last week that they are expanding here in Canada. They're an American company. They've crossed the border. They've been here for a couple of years now. They have a couple of locations. I heard that they're expanding. I forget what the number is. They're looking to grow. I believe it's 100 new locations by 2026 or 2028, something like that. So you need to get in with that. Like this might be for you, Adrian, or whoever it is, right? Find out what companies are doing, right? Your customers, what they're doing. Who's your ideal customer? First of all, and that's an ideal customer for you. You right, find out what they're doing, and you know what they're who's involved in their expansion. Who's involved in the decision making regarding their expansions? If they're a franchise, find out who the franchise person is so that you can get involved, have that relationship with them, right? So hopefully that helps. Adrian, there's a whole bunch of other things, but hopefully that helps. Let me know if in any way, type it in the chat. Does that help in any way? Yes or no? Let me know straight up. Don't be shy. Okay, right? Get to know the gatekeepers, get to know people who work in that same company, get to know more about the company and what they're doing, what they maybe they are involved in certain initiatives, right? Maybe you can be a part of those initiatives or somehow support those initiatives or attend. Like you want to be in the presence of those people. It will take time, but you can do it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. Good points, he said. All right. If anybody else has any questions, even over here on YouTube Live, right? Anyone else, any other questions? If you have any other questions, Adrian, please let me know, right? Lead generation is all about building relationships. As a matter of fact, business is about building relationships. Business is about service. We are, no matter what business I'm a firm believer that no matter what business you run, you're there to serve your customers. And so that's why it's important to know how to communicate the value of your product or service so that you can communicate that value to serve your customer. And people can feel it. If you're chasing them, if you're stressed and you're trying to, bombard them, right? Be salesy. Yes, you have to, you have to be consistent, right? What you put in is what you get out, but there's a strategic ways to do that kind of thing. Okay. So we don't want these prospects to feel that kind of energy, or else you're gonna turn people away, and that will not convert to sales. Okay. So it's all about relationship, So that's it for me for tonight on this live. Again, I'm not about giving you a ton of information, although there's a lot of information regarding how you can have consistent leads in your business. I do plan to have every week. Actually, I do plan to be on live for more training. So please stay tuned and come on and join. Again, if you have any questions, direct DM me those questions. I'll be happy to answer those for you. But as I said, let me just recap quickly how to generate leads, consistent leads in your business without chasing or stressing. Track your activities. Download those sheets and they can track. It's there for you for free. Track everything that you're doing. The second thing is to position yourself as an authority, whether it's an ebook, blogs, an actual book, anything like written, an author, so that you become an authority, and that can turn into speaking engagements in different ways, whether it's on a podcast, on stage, so many ways, and you can get paid for that. Okay, become an authority in your space, and I can help you with that also. And thirdly, collaborate. Collaborate. Collaboration is key. Collaborate with others. I call it piggybacking. Another term. Piggyback on the efforts of others, right? Piggyback on the efforts of others in your industry, or at least, yeah, of course, within your industry, those that are most likely to help you and to support you, that you can help each other. That's service. Business is about serving. That's service. So collaboration is key. Collaborate with others, and you will see your leads generate consistently. Trust me, I know, because I did these things and I'm doing these things now. And I want you to learn these things and to do it also. And you're going to see your business grow. This is how you're going to get consistent leads in your business. Listen, I want to thank you for joining live. I hope you got some stuff out of this. Hope you got some good value. Share it. Let somebody know what you learned tonight, but start implementing these 3 things. Be an authority, track everything in your business, and collaborate. You got this.